I'm Jarrad Brown, Australian expat financial planner based here in Singapore. Welcome to my video series where we tackle the tough personal finance questions asked by Australian expats. Today, we're going to talk about retirement planning. Now, I'm not talking about your typical retirement planning, how much you need, how much income is enough, but all of those aspects outside of just the money. In a recent survey, they found that about 28% of Americans, very similar data to Australia, felt that they were much less happy in retirement than when they were working. So today I'm going to share with you my 5 top tips for things that you need to think about when it comes to planning for your golden years. So let's get into it. My first tip when it comes to planning for your retirement is considering whether you're going to go back to work voluntarily. I know this sounds a little bit strange. You've spent all this time working hard, saving up to actually retire and stop working, but studies have shown that those that continue to work, even on a part-time or casual basis, felt much more fulfilled than those who didn't. It's all of those social interactions, catching up with colleagues, meeting friends, and feeling that you're contributing back to society that really matters. So start thinking about what your working life is going to look like in retirement, whether you're going to keep doing a similar role to what you're doing now, whether you're going to consult, sit on boards, get involved in not-for-profits. Just start thinking through some of those different ideas and you'll find that it pays off in the long run. My second top tip when it comes to planning for your retirement is considering how you're going to maintain your social interactions, your friendship groups, connections with family. When we suddenly remove 40, 50, 70 hours of full-time work every week, we find we have all of this time. But given that we're removing work, we're removing some of those mandatory activities that we perform and carry out on a weekly basis, we need to plan for how we're going to keep in touch with people. Is that playing golf with a group of mates once a week? Is it getting connected and joining your local Rotary Club and getting involved in the community? Is it consulting? Is it going traveling with a group of friends? Is it just catching up with your family once a week or once a month? Start thinking through these things. Studies have found that those who maintain those social interactions face far less isolation, which leads to far less health issues in the long run. My third top tip for planning for your retirement is to think about how you can stay connected with different demographics. Different races, different age groups, different genders. Studies have found that this adds a lot more value and leads to a lot more long-term fulfillment by being connected to different people. If all of your friends are from the same suburb, the same age, in the long run, we're all kind of doing the same thing. But if you get involved in your local sporting clubs or Rotary clubs, volunteer organisations, you'll find that you can connect with a wide group of people and lead to a much more fulfilling retirement. My fourth top tip when it comes to planning for your retirement is healthy body, healthy mind. Now, I'm not talking about getting up at 5 a.m. and going to the gym every morning or running marathons, but just considering how you can stay fit and healthy. This might be getting involved in bowls, your local footy club, whatever it may be, even going for a swim on a regular basis or traveling with a group of mates to play golf. Not only will this actually lead to more long-term fulfillment, but you'll find there'll be an added financial benefit as well. There'll be less long-term health issues, less doctor's bills, less medical expenses, and probably lower health insurance premiums in the long run. So there is that added monetary benefit as well. The fifth, final, and arguably the most important tip when it comes to planning for your retirement is planning how you're going to spend your retirement with your partner, with your significant other. Now, this can be particularly problematic if one partner or both partners particularly are working long hours, full-time, 50, 60, 80 hours a week. All of a sudden those working hours are gone and you're in the same house together. Now, if we've not spent any time thinking through activities that we're going to do and enjoy together, how we're going to spend time with others, with other groups of friends, family, different support groups, then we're going to have a pretty miserable time in the long run. And we'll find that tensions start to rise, conflicts start to become more and more significant, and we face greater problems in the long run. So start thinking through things you're going to do together. Is it traveling? Is it volunteering? Is it joining a small business, starting a B&B together? And then think about what time you're going to spend with others. Again, that might be different social groups that you're involved in, different sporting activities or otherwise, but you'll find that the more time you actually dedicate to planning for this before you retire, the more grateful you'll be in the long run. Now, I hope these tips have been helpful for you. I hope there are some insights and some things that you should perhaps start thinking about. I would always suggest, as with most things when it comes to financial planning, the earlier you start thinking about, the better off you'll be in the long run. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have anything to add or you have any questions that we haven't yet covered, fire them through. We'd love to hear from you, and maybe we can even turn them into a future video. Thank you again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.